Hi, I'm Dr. Stephan Smith of Advantage Family Chiropractic, and today what I'd like to talk about is GMOs, or genetically modified organisms. Now there's a lot of news going on about GMOs, and of course most of it is not good, and there are reasons for that. GMOs, like I said, stand for Genetically Modified Organisms, and what this is an attempt by seed producers, food companies, to insert genes, exogenous genes, if you want to call them that, genes that are not part of a plant's normal genome into the genetic sequencing of a plant in order to modify its characteristics. One of the things that's done a lot with these days is corn. I could go into talking about which companies are the ones doing this, which one in particular is the big dog on the scene doing this. A lot of people already know who this is, and there's a big push to stop that from happening. But they're trying to enhance seed for, in their mind, beneficial reasons, but they don't wind up being beneficial reasons, and they're playing with a topic that is really something that we don't know a lot about yet. For example, they're trying to make plants more resistant to pesticides so that the farmer can spray fields more, trying to get rid of weeds and things like that, but without damaging the crop plant. The problem with that is that when they insert the genes that cause these plants to be more resistant, it affects other things too, and there's not enough studies out there that show what the long-term effects of this genetic manipulation is or are. So people are up in arms about it, and for good reason. They don't want scientists, food companies, what have you, manipulating the genetic code of the food that they're going to wind up eating and then having that cause problems. And there are already a lot of things out there showing that genetically modified food sources have destructive effects on your GI tract, on your intestinal tract. So people don't want to be eating this, and there's legislation in a lot of states to push for labeling of genetically modified foods, and I think it was Vermont already has passed legislation that says that these GMO foods have to be labeled as such. Other countries in the world, a lot of European countries, Canada, have outlawed genetically modified organisms because they feel that there's enough of a threat there that they don't want those in their food sources. So if this is something that strikes a bad chord with you, then become active about it, become vocal about it, inform yourself, get online and look up genetically modified organisms, who's producing them, what the dangers of these foods are, why they're doing it, why it really isn't all that effective in raising production or making beneficial changes to these foods, and lobby against them. Talk to your legislators. I'm not a big one to kick a hornet's nest politically, but I am a big one to talk about whether or not something is safe or not. If you don't feel that this is something you want to feed your family and you don't want it hidden from you, get vocal about it. I'm Dr. Stephan Smith for Advantage Family Chiropractic. Pay attention to what you're eating.